sister. Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit. It's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did.
Bryan Freedman, Justin Baldoni's attorney, has just shot back at Blake Lively's motion to dismiss. Blake is abusing the legal system. 3 exclamation points. Bryan Freedman tells TMZ Ms. Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster.
Bryan Freedman isn't just any lawyer. He's Hollywood's heavyweight legal brawler. Known for representing stars in some of the nastiest celebrity disputes, he's no stranger to messy showdowns. But this time, he's up against none other than Blake Lively, the queen of effortless elegance and Instagram-perfect family moments. And what's unfolding isn't just a lawsuit, it's a no-holds-barred war of influence, power, and reputation. The real question here isn't who's right or wrong, it's how far Lively will go to silence the noise. Could this be the scandal that finally unravels her pristine image? Keep watching till the end to find out. According to Freedman, Lively isn't just playing defense, she's allegedly pulling every string possible to make this lawsuit disappear. Freedman claims Lively is orchestrating a settlement not because she's innocent, but because she's terrified of what will happen if the truth comes out. And in Hollywood, when A-listers are desperate to keep things quiet, you know something big is bubbling beneath the surface.
And how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. There's a number of different defendants here. Stephanie Jones will be all over this complaint. That is the PR agent who was supposed to be working for Justin Baldoni. Leslie Sloan, who's another PR agent who will be part of this lawsuit. That was Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued, and we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. Ryan Reynolds, for sure. Because actually, Blake Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, was planting stories negative to Justin. And all Justin wanted to do, and it's all through the text messages. If the New York Times apparently reviewed 1,000 or more pages of text messages, they would have seen it. Justin never wanted to hurt her, never wanted to be negative to her. He wanted to protect the film, he wanted to protect himself, and he wanted to protect her from making negative allegations about him that were made up and that are proven in this case.
The drama began with a wave of allegations, PR spins, and one increasingly bitter legal back and forth. Freedman insists that Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, was directly involved in planting damaging stories about Baldoni. The so-called proof that Lively's camp provided? Text messages, lots of them. But according to Freedman, those texts were heavily edited, selectively omitting critical context that would have painted a much different picture. Allegedly, emojis that showed joking, sarcastic tones were even removed to make the conversations appear more serious than they actually were. Freedman's claims didn't stop there. He accused Lively and her PR team of colluding with the New York Times, handing them hundreds of text messages that painted Baldoni as manipulative and abusive. Yet Freedman argues these messages were carefully cropped and edited to remove crucial parts of the conversation, parts that would have revealed Baldoni's attempts to protect Lively's reputation in the film they were working on together.
What they did was they worked with the New York Times. Her publicist worked directly with the New York Times. They shared illegally obtained text messages. They shared those together. They concocted a complaint that they filed with the Civil Rights Division. They omitted texts that would have provided context, texts that were in the exact same string that would have provided context of what was really going on. And in fact, they actually removed emojis from texts that show that there was satire and there was joking around by the PR crisis agents. I mean, the PR crisis agent.
But what makes this case even juicier is the suggestion that Lively's influence isn't just about her personal brand, it's about her marriage to Hollywood megastar Ryan Reynolds. Freedman's camp has hinted that Reynolds may have been aware of, or even involved in, the aggressive PR campaign targeting Baldoni. Could it be that Hollywood's ultimate power couple is working behind the scenes to crush this lawsuit before it threatens their public image? Of course, this isn't just a simple legal dispute, it's a full-blown power play. Freedman has hinted that Lively's actions are nothing short of legal manipulation, accusing her of abusing the legal system. He paints her as someone willing to twist the law in her favor, using her status to pressure settlements and intimidate opposition. The tactics Freedman described sound straight out of a Hollywood thriller. He claims Lively has been pulling strings with key media outlets, ensuring sympathetic coverage while casting Baldoni as the villain. Allegedly, Lively's camp worked with media contacts to spin a narrative that would damage Baldoni's career while painting her as the innocent victim. Because in Hollywood, perception is everything, and Lively knows how to shape hers better than anyone.
She initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal system. Freedman says stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves, while noting laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. In his statement to TMZ, Freedman reiterated, as we said yesterday in response to Mr. Reynolds' same cowardly measures, we will continue to hold Ms. Lively accountable for her actions of pure malice, which include falsely accusing my clients of harassment and retaliation. Freedman summed it up by saying Blake's fantastical claims will be swiftly debunked as discovery moves forward, easily disproved with actual evidentiary proof.
Baldoni's the bad guy. And just to lay it out for the audience in a little bit more detail, what she's claiming is that even though she was a much bigger star than Justin Baldoni, who I never heard of before this lawsuit, she's the much bigger star, and she's married to an even bigger star than she is, Ryan Reynolds, that she came in and onto this project and started to get harassed and mistreated by Justin and some others, and that when she then demanded that all of her concerns be rectified, that he did it, but that he was basically lying in wait for when the film would get released in case she went public with what happened, that he and his PR team determined to bury her, to ruin her, and that this wave of bad press we did see about Blake Lively when the film came out this past summer was not organic. It was totally orchestrated by Justin and his team.
But here's where things get even darker. Freedman claims that Lively's team pushed for something highly unusual in court, an attorney's eyes-only privilege. Essentially, this move would have kept key evidence under lock and key, visible only to legal teams and hidden from the public. Why? According to Freedman, because that evidence could contain bombshell revelations about Lively and Reynolds that might just shatter their meticulously curated image. This lawsuit isn't just about money, it's about reputation. Lively, known for her squeaky clean image, allegedly worked behind the scenes to bury Baldoni in scandalous headlines while positioning herself as the victim. And while Freedman has been relentless in his pursuit, there's no denying Lively's star power has given her an undeniable upper hand.
They actually did it is far less fruitful, right? The text about like, we could, here's what we might do if we need to, those are everywhere. The text proving they did, far less ubiquitous in this complaint. And what you've said now in your lawsuit against the Times is, don't even believe the texts that you see in the Lively lawsuit because they're seriously misrepresented, omitting major facts that would give them an entirely different meaning, never mind greater context. And that's where I want to bring you in.
I think Ryan Reynolds has a few secrets in the closet, too, that they don't want people to be taking a look at, and it's going to destroy these people. That's why they wanted this attorney's eyes-only privilege. And basically, we can say anything. The public can't see it, just the attorneys. It was kind of a radical thing to want, and they were arguing that, careers could be ruined. Well, what could be ruined? You might be a little embarrassed, but to ruin a career, there has to be some level of fraud in terms of how you're presenting yourself to the public and who you are in private. And so that kind of a desperate sort of a pleading, which was to do something that was abnormal and file for this attorney eyes only, which they didn't give them. He kind of half-waited and said, according to medical records, which is self-explanatory. But that lets me know that they're scared, and they're not going to admit that until they lose the dismissals, and then I think they're going to want to settle.
But why does Lively seem so desperate to end this legal battle? Is there something buried in those sealed documents that could crack the polished facade she's worked so hard to build? Freedman's accusations suggest just that. He believes Lively isn't just avoiding court to save face, she's racing to settle before a wave of ugly truths hits the headlines. What's more, Freedman has openly called out Lively's malicious actions, accusing her of manipulating events to frame Baldoni as the aggressor. He insists that once discovery begins, Lively's fabricated claims will crumble under the weight of cold, hard evidence. According to him, the proof is all there: documents, messages, and testimony that paint a very different picture from the narrative Lively's PR machine has been pushing. And while Lively's camp remains tight-lipped, sources suggest she's privately scrambling to suppress damaging information that could turn public opinion against her. After all, Hollywood thrives on perception, and one misstep can turn a beloved star into tabloid fodder overnight.
Okay, so this is an excerpt from my new favorite book, which is the website that Justin Baldoni published, all about his correspondence with Blake Lively. And this is one of my favorite excerpts with my new favorite Game of Thrones character, Blake Lively. Are you ready for it? And him serving it back to her is just as important. You don't usually see both the man and the woman with such agency and humor. Anyway, I can act it out for you next week to make sure it comes through. Or I can send it now. Let me know what you prefer. XX. To which Justin Baldoni responded, "Sorry, I was just crying my eyes out as kids and family just left for another 5 weeks and it was a shit show. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji." Blake Lively writes, "I can send you my pass at the roof, or just read with you when we get together next week. Let me know what you prefer." Smiley face. "If you knew me in person longer, you'd have a sense of just how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play. It's my love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth."
Remember when we asked if this could be the scandal that unravels Blake Lively's pristine image? Well, here's the answer: it just might be. While Lively's legal maneuvering may succeed in forcing a swift settlement, Freedman's relentless pursuit of evidence suggests this isn't going away quietly. Whether or not Baldoni's side wins in court, the damage to Lively's reputation could already be taking shape. The whispers about manipulation, lies, and PR spin aren't going away, and if Freedman's claims prove true, they could leave a permanent stain on Lively's once immaculate Hollywood persona. One thing's for sure, if Lively thought she could bury this scandal quietly, she may have underestimated the firestorm waiting to erupt. And in Tinseltown, reputation isn't just everything, it's the only thing that matters.